Hello. Oh, there we go. Hello, welcome to another episode of MTG Brewery. I am the co-host, Lackey number 2. And we are here to do, of course, another deck tech. And soon after this, a versus video between this deck and the Naya deck that you will see before this video. And we are playing Bant Control. And I try to put as many Super Friends in it so I can play Bant Super Friends, because that's what I like to do. So we're going to start out with the lands, which is 4 plains, 3 islands, and then 4 forests. Then we go to 4 Temple Guard, which are in the Naya deck, 4 Azorius Guildgate, and then 3 Breeding Pool and 1 Simic Guildgate. And then, of course, we have the Singleton Mutavault and Singleton Encroaching Waste. And that's it for lands. We play the basics because Burning Earth is still a card. We don't always have Detention Sphere. It always sucks to get hit by Burning Earth. And we, like usual, play 4 of each duel. We don't have 8 Temple Gardens, so we can't really split those. And I do not have 4 Breeding Pool, so again, I have to play that 1 Guildgate. And then these, for the same reason last time, Mutavault is a guy that survives board sweeps and can attack or block if needed to. And then Encroaching Waste, just an opponent, a control deck that's missing land drops that really punishes them, or it can destroy opposing Encroaching Waste or Mutavaults. So now we're going to go to the spells, which is 4 Syncopate as the only cancel in this deck because it's just good against an aggro or mid-range, gets their cards early, and sometimes good against control. You can just get them on the tap below. And then 4 Azorius Charm, which is good against aggro, and if you get really late game, you get Aetherling out, you can give Lifelink, gain all that life back, or just putting creatures on top is good against control decks. It's really just draw a card. That's usually all you get to do because it's awful against control decks aside from that. And we have 2 Celestia Charms, which is also good against aggro, and really good against mid-range with the Exile effect, because that's... Yeah, also it does against opposing like Esper, which is becoming a big thing again. It exiles Obsidian, which is a huge deal, or can fog Aetherlings for 1 turn. But yeah, then we have 2 Sphinx's Revelations, which is just good in all around. You want it late, don't want it early, but it's just draw a lot of cards, gain a lot of life. Obvious reasons for playing it. Then we have 4 Supreme Verdict, because you just want a board sweep. Sometimes against a control deck that's more like, my deck has a fair amount of creatures. I'm not a creature-based control deck like Jund is. This is really good against them. And just wipes the board. Then we have 1 of Opportunity because we don't have 3 Relations. And just draw 4 cards. People like it more limited than they do in Standard and Constructed, but I really like it. It's been good. Does almost what Revelation does against a control deck. You want Revelation, obviously, against mid-range and aggro when you can do it for a lot of mana. But you don't, so you only have 2 Revelations, play this. Out of the creatures, we have 2 Omen Speaker, 4 Sylvan Caryatid, which we had, but they're misplaced. We'll find them eventually. And 1 Prophet of Crufix, and then 2 Aetherling. Now, Omen Speaker is just a good card to block early aggressive creatures and chump later in mid-range. Just against control, it's just really good to scry 2, and then you can just attack with it a couple times. It's not that big a deal against control, but scrying 2 is really good against every deck. 4 Caryatid is a really good early blocker, or ramping into 4 drops. Like turn 3 Supreme Verdict can be a huge deal against the mono red decks or mid-range decks. Also, it's just a great blocker. Not too bad to get late game. Sometimes it just sucks because that's the problem with playing Dorks, because sometimes it just sucks sometimes. Then Prophet of Crufix, which, as you can see, it's not a card a lot of people have played that I know of at all. Actually, it's untaps your land and creature during other players' turns, and your creatures have flash, which I like it because, again, a control deck lets you just tap out your turn for all your stuff, untap, then tap out on their turn for all your stuff. I like it. I don't play that many creatures, but I play a lot of instants, so it's really fun. And it goes well with another card, you'll see later. Aetherling as a 2-of, because the same reason, you play it in every control deck. It's just really good. Beats control decks, is decent against mid-range, pretty bad against aggro, but obviously if you get to the game where you can cast it, you're probably winning that game anyways. Not onto enchantments. We have 2 Detention Sphere, which is just good against mid-range and aggro. It's early removal. It can hit multiple copies. Like Mono Red has to play pretty much 4 of most of their cards and this hits those multiple copies that they get, which is really good. Just removal against control. It depends on the deck you're playing against. Unfortunately, it can't hit opposing Detention Spheres, which is a problem, but it's just good. Then we have 2 Primeval Bounty, which is basically a really awesome card. It's a 6-mana enchantment. Whenever you cast a creature, you get a 3/3 beast. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you get 3/1 counters on a creature you control. And whenever you play a land, you gain 3 life. Just resolving these is really good against control and mid-range and aggro. It's just a really good card. Getting to that is really good against aggro. You just really start winning because all your lands just gain you 3 life. So now on to the last one, which is in zone category because it's an enchantment creature. We have 1 Heliod. We don't have any more, which is a shame. If we had more, we'd play them in this deck. But he is just really good against mid-range control decks. He makes, and if he ever becomes active, which is a bit hard to do at the moment, he is just a 5/6 indestructible creature.
Until we get that Elspeth.
Yeah. And he makes more dudes, which is really good against control and mid-range. It just chump blocks against mid-range, and eventually, if you get all that mana, you can just start overwhelming the board with a bunch of 2/1s with Vigilance. So, it's just really good. I really like him. Now we're on to Planeswalkers. I have 2 Gideon, Champion of Justice. I like him against mid-range and control. He's kind of bad against aggro, but he is he fogs for a couple turns because as much as mid-range and aggro wants to, they can't really just let him go because either he gets really big and kills them, or if he ever hits his ultimate, which is exile everything else, they just lose. And against control, he just gets up to ultimate,
or you attack them.
Or you attack them for a lot of damage every turn. He's just really good. I like him. We have 1 Jace, Architect of Thought, in the main deck, because I don't have any more. He's just really good against control and mid-range. He's really bad against aggro, except they attack him and kill him, so you don't take any damage. Burn is directed to him too, so it's not at your face. He's just a really solid card. We have 1 Jace Memory Adepts. Again, we only have 1. If I had 2, there would be 1 in the sideboard. But he's just really good against control. He's decent against mid-range. He's awful against aggro. He just beats a control deck when he hits, if he ever resolves. He's really good. That's the deck, and later, I'll be getting another Elspeth, or a Elspeth, hopefully, and that'll be in the deck, which can make it a lot easier to make him active. So that's my banned control deck. Hope you enjoyed it, and enjoy the Versus video. See you later.